In this video, we're going to show how we can carry out a simple correlation analysis using the data analysis feature in Microsoft Excel. And in these fictitious data, what we're examining here are the raw scores from a study in which 100 participants, in this case university students, were used to examine the relationship between scores on a test and three other variables that may be related to the score on the test, and that is the number of hours dedicated to study, the number of hours dedicated to sleep over the course of a day, and the number of practice hours that a student spends on their particular study related to this test here. And so although study and practice may appear the same, they are quite a bit different because practice relates to the specific use of whatever is being taught for that test, whereas studying could involve a number of different patterns involving just simple passive reading or other sorts of learning methods. So we're going to go ahead and just use the data analysis feature to carry out our correlation analysis. And so I'm going to go up to the top right hand corner and I'm going to click data analysis, and the dialog box opens up and I'm going to look for correlation, and I see that right here. So I click correlation, that's the one I want to use, and I want to click labels in the first row because I'm going to bring the labels along with me in this analysis. So once I click labels in the first row, I make the input range box, I highlight that. I'm going to leave the output range to the default of a new worksheet at the bottom because that will allow me to organize and separate my data. But you could click an output range if you'd like. But I'm ready to input my data, so I'm going to go back to my sheet and I'm going to grab all of these values and I'm going to keep scrolling all the way to the bottom until I get all of the data into the sheet. There we go. You see it's all entered and we hit OK. Now a new worksheet opens up, and what we have here is a correlation matrix, and the correlation matrix is a simple correlation analysis against pairs of the four variables. And so if we examine the correlation between score and score, of course it's going to be equal to exactly 1. But if we examine the relationship between score and study, we see we have a correlation of 0.61, and that would put us in the realm of a moderate correlation. If we examine score and sleep, we're on the lower end at 0.28 and practice at 0.306, which is also puts us on the low category in terms of relationships. The correlation matrix will also examine the relationships between the other variables as well. So here we see study and sleep. It has a correlation value of negative 0.045. So this is a very low correlation, indicating that there's virtually no relationship between study and the amount of hours of sleep. But if we take a look at study and practice, we see a higher correlation value of 0.614 that's rounded. So at this point, what we have are the R values, or the Pearson correlation coefficient values. The next step that we need to do is to determine if each of these correlation coefficients are statistically significant. And we'll do that in the next video.